time. We have the technology. Better than it was before. Better, stronger, faster.
Hello everyone, Trainer.mp4 here. Today we're going to be talking about getting in health. Today is my 40th birthday and I'm with Dale Zimmerman here from Bridgewater Athletic Club, and what we're going to talk about today is getting healthier. I am like a typical average man. Unfortunately, we are majority more obese than it is people that are in healthy shape. And one thing I didn't want to be on my 40th was overweight. But now I look at it, I had a big gut, but since joining the Bridgewater Athletic Club, I basically have lost roughly 30 pounds. So that's pretty good, but that's not the main concept of what's going to be happening with this program. The program is to show people how to get healthy, how to change your lifestyle. Like Dale will be telling you here, it's changing your way of thinking, getting yourself into a mentality that you want to stay that way.
Lifestyle change.
Yeah, lifestyle change. Because I noticed, like before I told you, that I have lost weight before. I was down to 178 pounds, but I gained the weight back. It's a yo-yo effect.
Yes.
You know?
A lot of times they give you these crazy diets and they make you eat only certain things. They restrict your calories down, and after you're done going back to eating normal, what happens? You always put your weight back on. With working out, what we want to be able to do, it's a lifestyle change. We want to be able to get you and teach you how to work out, and also give you the basically give you guidance on how to eat. We don't want you to have to be on a diet. We want you to get, that's it. It's no fun. I mean, going cold turkey, stopping anything, right? It is no fun. One thing that we've done with you is that one day a week you can eat what you want, how much you want, and you enjoy it. I think stopping someone right away and saying you only can do this sometimes makes things a little tough and frustrating.
I think people also start resenting it.
Yes.
Because they're like, well, why can't I have my chicken wings when I want
Yes,
to?
I let you have it.
Exactly.
There's not too many.
Exactly. It's all in proportions and stuff.
Another thing too is I think it's important is you kind of found out is just having the guidance when you go to the gym. A lot of people come to the gym, they join, it's a New Year's resolution, say, I'm going to lose weight. They come in here, see someone doing a certain exercise, and they feel that, yes, I will do that exercise, and then I'll go over to this exercise. Not knowing, first of all, a plan of what they're working, how many times, what the weight is. And I always encourage people to buy a little bit of personal training. No one needs a I guess not everyone, but needs a personal training for 7 days a week. I encourage people that don't have the knowledge to spend a little extra money. Buy even with 10 personal training sessions that you put over the year. Get a little knowledge on diet. Get you started on a program, and from there we just monitor. And I think you'll attest to that. That saying, you work out a little bit, get comfortable. We switch things up for you, make things interesting, have some fun with it, and you're enjoying it and you're having success.
Yeah, that's one thing I noticed, like when we first started this. Like I said, I've lost about 30 pounds since starting with the BAC here, and that's only been 3 months. But one thing I noticed is with having the personal trainer, it didn't mean that I was going to get like the typical Hollywood style, like Dale's right beside me, all the way, from start to finish. He gives me a routine, and it's up to me, it's my personal drive to keep on going with that routine. But he will know if I'm starting to tear away from it.
Exactly.
And also the best thing about having the trainer working with you is that if your body doesn't feel right, because like for example, I have some past body issues, my shoulders and my lower back, he picked up on it right away and said, okay, well that's not the right exercise for you. Let's focus on this area, help build up these muscles that you have deteriorated over time. And that's one thing that I really think is really great for having a personal trainer. Like, you know, it'd be great if you guys come down to the Bridgewater Athletic Club, but if you're not in the area and all that kind of stuff, you know, find a really good trainer. Because unfortunately, we all see trainers that can go in there and they put you through the same stereotypical training that everyone else does. Well, unfortunately, I don't consider those good trainers. They have to listen to your needs. And I think that's what you're talking about here.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, if you start working out and, like you said, you have bad shoulders, you have different issues, and you come in here and you start doing exercise, figuring, well, you see this guy doing this and another guy doing that, you're not really looking and saying, okay, I got a bad shoulder. Why do I have a bad shoulder? What do I got to do to get that shoulder better? A lot of people have rotator cuff issues, so we're going to strengthen up the rotator cuff. Through certain exercises, we strengthen it up, allowing you to do certain exercises to strengthen the shoulders, making sure you're hitting the front, the side, and the back of your shoulder. And then from there, as you've noticed, you've been able to get doing some of those exercises that you weren't able to do before, and also build symmetry and strength in your body. Because if you end up doing, let's say, chest all the time, you make your chest strong, you don't do your back, well, you can start, having your body start coming this way. You need to do back to be able to bring your chest forward. So many people don't realize that they've got to hit all parts of their body, and have a good program to do that is very important.
Now the other thing I noticed too, being here like in the gym and that, sometimes people that are coming in, they automatically assume that they have to go to the heaviest weight.
Yes.
And they don't realize you have to do it in moderation, like lightweight, and then you work your
build up.
You build up. And a lot of people, they try to rush it, and that's what I think you're starting to do.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's why having someone to come coach you and say, you know what, you're not ready for that weight yet, but this is the weight you should be at.
Yes.
And push yourself a little bit, but not
know your limits.
Right.
Yeah.
And sometimes as myself, I might not know my limit.
Yeah.
But you're looking at me and saying, oh, wait a second here, buddy.
Stop here. Well, if your form's not there, you don't have the strength to do the exercise that I've asked you, then yeah, we've got to change things around.
Right. And that's one thing that I'm finding for sure. And as these series will progress, we're going to get into more detailed information with other people here at the Bridgewater Athletic Club, because we want people to understand that this is not just me getting skinny or me losing the weight. It's me changing my lifestyle, my way of feeling my body out and saying this is what it's going to be. And like, for example, at the end of it, when I lose the weight, that's not where the show ends. Where a lot of other, like I was telling you, a lot of other places will basically hope that you do the rebound, the yo-yo effect. Why? Because then they can promote and sell you more stuff. Instead, you guys are going to show me how to maintain the weight.
Well, we're going to give you the tools and try to show you how to have that lifestyle change. But it also requires you same thing, that if you don't continue to work out, you don't continue to watch what you eat, yes, you can go back the other way. If you start not working out, going back to your old habits, yes, you can put the weight on. But what we try to do is, it's a lifestyle change. Eating better, becoming more active. And through that, you'll get to know what kind of calories, what you need to maintain the weight that you want to have.
And this is what's so important. So stay tuned. There's going to be some more very vital information. And I think, honestly, the first thing is, yeah, definitely get yourself a trainer. It's worth the money, trust me. And, to experience it firsthand, it really is an eye-opener, because a lot of people automatically assume, oh, I'll just go to the gym, get myself in shape. And unfortunately, a lot of times they spend maybe a week to a month here, and then they walk away.
And one of the biggest reasons for that trend is that they don't have success.
Right.
If you don't have success in seeing in the first month or something that you are losing weight, you start to achieve your goals. If you're not achieving that, you're getting bored, you don't know what you're doing, you're not going to have success, right? You're not going to stay. So a lot of people quit, and that's why I feel that if you don't have that knowledge, it's important to spend a little extra money at the beginning to be able to make sure that you achieve your goals. If you achieve your goals, you're going to be happy. You're going to continue.
Definitely, and like I said, it's not like you have to have it every single day with a trainer.
Right.
It can even be on a monthly basis, as long as they're progressing you and finding out where you're going, and also checking, like, because they don't just stop and say, okay, we only see you once a month. If they see you at the gym and they're noticing that you're doing something wrong, they're going to come right up to you and say,
absolutely,
that's not exactly what we meant, and just refocus this. And that's a little bit different. Like I said, here at the Bridgewater Athletic Club, I noticed that a lot of people will notice that what you're doing, and they would tell you wrong. Like, for example, the bicep curl machine over here, when I first started, Dale showed me how to do it, but when the next day when he wasn't here, I went over and I was trying to do a bicep curl, and I put
tons of weight on there.
Tons of weight, because I thought that was where it was to store the weight, not to where we actually put the weight on. But there was a nice person that came over and they said, that's not the right place, because unless you're planning to bicep 300 pounds, it's not going to work. And I went, oh, sorry, and went back to my 25 pounds. But definitely, so like I said, stay tuned. There's going to be more vital information. It's not catered to everyone, but it is to get you started, to get you into a more healthier mindset. And I think with that, we're definitely going to see a lot of progress here.
Absolutely.
Stay tuned.